bunch of people have been asking me how I use electric for press DPSing. I'm trying to teach one or two guys right now. I thought a visual aid would help them out and thought I'd share with everyone else how I use Prec. In my opinion, it's stronger than Might for single target range and close range. I think Prec AoE close range can keep up with things like Earth and Rage and maybe beat them sometimes, but the only place where it's weak, in my opinion, is long range AoE, where it only has explosive shot. And considering the DLCs we've had the last couple months, especially this current one, it doesn't seem like people are going to need Might. You can pretty much pull off top damage, being precision, considering all the single target stuff going on. Like Throne, you got what? You got Sea Beast, and you got Quorum. And then Crown, you have King Shark and the last couple bosses, which you're going to single target burn all of them. People have been arguing the last little while up until precision DPSs came up about it being broken and people exploiting and stuff. Yeah, I can understand where that's coming from, but in my opinion, I prefer precision more because it gives me more freedom. And this is my opinion, so please don't get triggered over it, because it allows me to have extra space on my bar to put other things. During the Hive DLC, I put Flux and Hard Light Shield so I could run the mechanics and the rocks and Terra, which was what I was doing half the time. I take Circuit Breaker out 90% of the time and just put Group Transductor because it's stupid strong. And if you're going to nerf anything, nerf the supercharged shields, not precision damage. But yeah, I'd put those in instead of Electrogenesis as my AoE power. I'd put Arc Lightning for that little bit of extra heal that solo tank needed in Hive. So yeah, you can do a lot of cool tricks and stuff with it. So that's why I prefer it. And I'm going to show you guys what I do exactly. So I'm going to start off with my stats. Base precision of 20,255. Gear, it's still like what, 3 pieces of old gear and last DLC's OP piece, so I can get the affinity mods and like purple blue gear, because let's be real, this DLC's trash and I'm not going to spend money on grinding. White mods, max damage, explosive block, nothing in legs, core strength, accelerated flux, relentless precision, supercharged circuit breaker, and blast adapter. And augments, I guess, if you really want to see 22 precise enchanted coral and 10, and metagenes at 217 still. Now the important thing, artifacts, I only have one artifact at 160, which is the Venomous Dispenser, which is a must-have for precision damage. Every single other piece of artifact that I have is at 80, so I can get the like first step towards a boost. And again, I'm not going to dump money on this game, so I run the Venom and the Cog. Let's see, how many DPSs do you generally have in a group? Like between 4 and 5 DPSs, right? And around 3 or 4 of those DPSs are not going to run Cog because of the fact that one person needs to run it, so everyone else runs either Demon's Fang or Sparring Target AI or the Supercharge, which is fine, but I'm generally that one guy that runs the Cog for the group, so whatever. Aya Gemini, it's pretty new, 20% of all damage dealt by players standing in your little circle when you pop a Supercharge, which I use for bosses, and for hallways with AoE, I put Legionnaire Sparring Target instead of Aya Gemini, because I'm not going to be wasting Supercharge on ads, and I'm going to be countering, so I get that extra boost with the artifact. And that's it for stats, I guess. And as you see in my loadout and my last couple videos, if you watched it on this channel or my Leaks channel, Plats, you see that I'm using Phase Dodge. Just real quick, gonna talk about that. It's only in super speed. I haven't seen it in the other movement modes, but this used to be a cheese power way back when during Origin Crisis. I didn't used to play during those days. I think I started playing during Bombshell Paradox, but I heard that it didn't have a cooldown and you could essentially spam it and clip everything with everything, and it was just too much. So they quote unquote fixed it, and now the cooldown's 16.5 seconds. Now, you don't generally see people using this, but I had an extra space, I tested it out, and I love exploiting the shit out of it. So sue me or tell Maps, I don't give a fuck. But I'm going to tell you guys how I use that. Weapon, essentially, martial arts, just go until you get the mastery. Bow, get them all, and then get smoke bomb mastery, and then go into dual wield and get both flurry shot mastery and explosive shot. For super speed, get these little things, get your speed force, and get phase dodge. If you want to be faster and cheese it, if you don't, then that's cool. I'll teach you both ways to DPS with phase dodge and without phase dodge. Super speed, iconic powers, hard light shield, just because, why not? Robot sidekick, stat points, obviously weapons expert, get both the crits and put everything you have into precision and put the rest, I put the rest into might, but if you're a fucking pussy and you're squishy, put it into health. I don't care, frankly, as long as you put it into precision. Yeah, that's about it. I'm gonna start off with the AoE, quick and simple, because I'm gonna go a little more in depth with uh, single target because of phase dodge. Essentially for AoE, what you're going to be doing is keep robot sidekick up. There's a generic loadout for all powers, like a simple generic one, which is essentially your AoE power, your weapon buff, and then robot sidekick and a supercharge buff, and then do whatever weapon combos you want. And generally, most people run a shield and then something else. But there are powers like water where you can put Riptide and then clip that, so you have the weapon buff mixed with the Venom Wrist artifact up 24/7. I know gadgets won't need phase dodge because they have like their turret clip or whatever. I haven't been gadgets, so I don't know, but every power has their thing. But the most simple loadout you can have for precision for any power is just AoE, weapon buff, supercharged, sidekick, and then you're good to go. So essentially for AoE close range, I'm going to be on the tank's ass during hallways. I most likely will die, so I got to be smart with my sodas and shields. So instead of dying 5 times, I can just die once and get as much damage as I can. Essentially, I'm going to hit AoE into weapon buff and get into my combos like that, and I'm going to just smoke bomb. It's the only thing I'm going to do until my AoE and weapon buff are back up, and then I'm going to hit that and keep doing smoke bombs. Let's get about 30 seconds worth of damage here before I move on. 35k. Generally in raids, I've seen crits on one ad hit up to anywhere between 80 and 100k, and crits between like 3 or more ads hit like 30k each. So it does a lot of damage. There you got like 35 per second, 31, 32 per second. It's whatever. I'm not going to show you guys range AoE. It's the same thing, but you're just using dual wield explosive shot and does terrible damage, but it is what it is. You're not going to be doing range AoE these days. And then I'm going to teach you how to incorporate phase dodge into single target first, and then I'm going to go back to AoE. So single target, I'm going to put Aya Gemini instead of Sparring AI. And alright, so single target damage, your damage is only coming from dual wield flurry shot weapon mastery. For 90% of your DPS life, this is the only thing that you're going to be doing in boss fights. So let's take out phase dodge, and because half the guys are going to be like, exploiting. So I'll teach you how to DPS without phase dodge. So in that extra space, you can put hard light shield, you can put group transductor, whatever you want. So essentially, say we come across a boss, I'm going to start DPSing like this. AoE into weapon buff, and I'm just going to spam dual wield flurry shot, and I'm going to jump clip. And let me see if I can get like 20-30 seconds worth of damage on this. It's 19k. 19.9. Can we hit a 20k? Or am I too trash? Okay. 19, 19.9, 20.9, whatever. That's DPSing. That's single target DPSing. And obviously you're going to be incorporating other things like trinkets, supply drops, and all that stuff, but that is single target damage on boss fights. Now, I'm going to teach you how I clip certain things, which is pretty simple. Say we're in the middle of a boss fight and my robot psychic goes down. Half of you probably already know this, but I'm going to hit my AoE and clip my AoE with Robot Sidekick and then hit weapon buff. So AoE, Sidekick, weapon buff. So I won't waste any time and I can get into doing damage. Now say this upcoming round I want to pop my Orbital Strike. I'm not going to hit my AoE, I'm going to hit Orbital Strike and clip that with weapon buff. Like so. So I don't lose that much time. And I'm going to keep going, I'm going to forget about AoE until this round. And then say now this round I want to pop my backup, which is my Slayer's Sunken Ruin, I want to say. So again, I'm not going to hit AoE, I'm going to hit that backup and I'm going to clip it with weapon buff. So I don't lose that much damage. And now let's say I want to hit my trinket, which is simple. I'm just going to hit the trinket after the weapon buff. So I'm still going to clip AoE. And there it is. Alright, now supercharges up and say this round I want to pop my super. I have the Eye of Gemini so I can take 20% damage, so I'm going to go into the middle of all the DPSs to steal their damage, and I'm going to go AoE supercharge, supply drop, and weapon buff, and get into that. If you didn't catch that, AoE, then supercharge, then supply drop, then weapon buff, and then damage the hell out of the boss. And hopefully the other DPSs don't leave your circle so you can leech off of them a little bit. And that is how I clip everything for precision damage. Now, the same rules apply to AoE and hallways. If you want to pop supercharge for whatever reason, pop it the same way. If you want to pop orbitals and backups, do it the same way. But instead of doing dual wield flurry, you're just doing bow into smoke bomb, which is pretty simple. Now, I am going to get into phase dodge. Now the cooldown is 16.5 seconds. I use this to clip after my weapon buff so I can get into my combos faster and maximize the amount of damage with the Venom Wrist. However, the cooldown for wired is 12 seconds. And the cooldown for phase dodge is 16.5 seconds, which means I can only use it every other round. But I will use it, I incorporate phase dodge into clipping my orbitals and backups so I can gain max damage, not lose time, and still be able to pop that AoE up just like I was doing before, but faster. So essentially, in this case, you saw how slow you saw the amount of time it takes to go between weapon buff and combo. So it takes about like half a second. I'm gonna hit them, fist the air, and then I'm gonna get into my combo. That's like half a second of waiting before I can get into my combo. Hitting phase dodge at the end of that allows me to get into my combo the second I hit phase dodge, so I don't waste any time. Okay, so I'm gonna use phase dodge after these two powers, and it's gonna look like this. I get into it immediately. I don't have to wait for my fist to go up in the air, I just get into it. Now the thing with the Venom Wrist is that it boosts your damage for 6 seconds after you hit your weapon buff. So in this case, my weapon buff is wired and the cooldown is 12 seconds, which means when the cooldown hits half, that's when the Venom Wrist buff goes away. So here, I'm gonna pop it after 6 seconds. When it hits the halfway mark, that's when the buff's over, which is now. Halfway through the cooldown, that means weapon buff just went out. So what you're going to want to do is for that 6 seconds, get as many combos out as you can and don't do anything else. Don't worry about orbital, don't worry about backup. However, in between combos, so for the first combo, you're going to hit AoE weapon buff phase dodge and get into it, but then the next round, you won't be able to hit phase dodge. So you're going to save it for the 6 seconds of your weapon buff being up, and then you're going to use it to clip an orbital or backup. So I can't use phase dodge right now, but I'm still going to hit my weapon buff. By the time my weapon buff hits halfway, I can clip an orbital like this with phase dodge and get into it and not lose damage. And I can still hit my AoE and weapon buff when it's up. I don't think phase dodge is going to be up in time, so I'm just going to hit AoE and weapon buff for another round. Actually, I'm going to use phase dodge again. Boom. Oh god, that was bad. This round, I'm gonna clip my trinket. And I'm gonna pop my backup and phase dodge after the 6 seconds. No time lost. Backup's out, and I can still hit my AoE. And there it is. That is essentially how I clip everything, except my supply drop, but it's the same way as if I didn't have phase dodge, but I'll show you what it looks like with phase dodge. What you're going to want to do is essentially see I'm mid-boss fight and I got enough supercharge and my supplies up and I want to pop them. I'm gonna get into a group of DPSs on my team so I can leech 20% off of them. And I'm gonna pop my supply drop and super and steal damage and do more damage. And the order at which I'm gonna do it again is gonna be the same as if I didn't have phase dodge. It's gonna be AoE, supercharge, supply drop, weapon buff, and phase dodge. And within a second, I'm gonna be back to doing my combo. So it's gonna look like this. Boom. I popped everything I needed to. I hit my AoEs, I hit supercharge, I hit supply drop, I hit weapon buff, and then phase dodge. And this is what it looks like. 37,000. Damn. It's not bad. You'll be doing more in the raid, considering everyone else's artifacts and all the extra buffs. You're probably going to drink a soda and do all that. And that's about it for Prec DPSing with electric. I'm pretty sure I've gone over how I clip everything. The loadout I use. I'm gonna see if I can find a video and put it at the end of this to show you how I do it in a raid. I don't think I recorded anything with the scorecard in it because I cut the videos out fast because I probably fucked up or I'm just like not recording for this. I'll go over AoE real quick now that you know what phase dodge looks like. I'm either gonna use it to clip trinkets just like I was. I'm gonna use it to clip after my weapon buff, or I'm gonna use it for shield. Because if you've been in the new raids, you know, especially the elite raids, you know that those ads just love to spin and kill all the Prec DPSs. So you notice that they're attacking you, you want to pop a shield, you're going to hit your shield into phase dodge so you can get into your combo quick and you can still do your damage. Another thing is a lot of tanks like pulling stuff and continuously pulling. So if you're trying to smoke bomb and you're not getting them out, what you're going to want to do is like you have a shield, so lunge pop shield, then get into your combo. If they move away again, lunge them, hit your AoE weapon buff. You guys probably know this, but maybe they do one final pull, you can lunge, and at the end of that lunge hit phase dodge and then get into your combo. Because if you just lunge normally and then get into your combo, that takes like an extra second. But if you lunge and hit phase dodge immediately, you can get into that combo. So like lunge, phase dodge, immediate combo right there. And obviously since your AoE and weapon buff were up, you could do it at the same time. So say changing something in your inventory and the tank's fucked off there, no one's getting smoke bombs, but you finally stopped, you're gonna lunge and you're gonna immediately get into your stuff. And that's it for precision damage. I don't think I missed anything. If I did, leave a comment down below. Or just, no, don't leave a comment. Just PM me in game, mail me if you have any questions. Holy shit, look at all the Ticos. But yeah, PM me if you have any. I'll try to find a video and add it so you can see what it looks like in a raid. If I don't add one, just look into my channel or the Platts YouTube channel and you can see me DPSing content. And that's about it. Thanks for watching.